So first we are going to start with 1.1, that is research, definitions and nature and scope. So we will try to understand what is research with the help of definitions of research. Of course, in this lecture we will try to see 2 or 3 definitions, but you have to collect more definitions, okay, and then on the basis of that definitions you will be able to identify some keywords from the definitions which will help you to understand the nature of language, nature of research, and then you will be able to understand the nature and scope of the research also. Okay, so first we'll try to understand what is research. I hope when you people wish to purchase a product, you wish to get some information about the product from this source or the other source, and many a times you try to gather the information first, you do the comparison, you do that comparative study, and then you try to identify that particular product which is we can say suitable for you. Okay, so every time every person is doing research at the smaller scale or at the larger scale. For example, I gave you the idea about it that if you wish to purchase a product, for example mobile or laptop, then you do that research and you try to find it out that this or that which product is suitable. So research is nothing but it is called as search for knowledge. So you try to collect that knowledge, you try to get the knowledge which is already there, which is already existing, and you just try to get the idea about it from that available knowledge. Okay. So research is just a search for knowledge. It's something that is available and you just try to search it. It is an endeavor to discover answers to problems, intellectual or practical, through the application of scientific method of a knowable universe. Of course, when you try to get the answers from the answers to the problems, that is the beginning of the research. So there are several problems, there are several questions, okay, and you try to get the answer for all those. Look at this definition given by F.R. Lewis. Lewis says research should be able to generate in the university a center of human consciousness, perception, knowledge, judgment and responsibility. Research has to be thought of in relation to the whole idea of university. It must aim at establishing a creative front and doing creative work on the contemporary intellectual frontier. So if you will look at this definition, you will get the idea about it that there are some keywords which are highlighted, that research should be able to generate in a university what? A center of human consciousness, then perception, knowledge, judgment and responsibility. Okay, so though in the beginning I told you that research is a search for knowledge, but why that knowledge is searched? That knowledge is searched to find out the gap between the knowledge is available. Okay, so many a times we people observe that there are several gaps in the knowledge, okay, and the researchers are trying to fill up these gaps. Okay, so researcher plays an important role who helps the others or who helps the society to move from one area to another area, and that gap is covered by the researcher, that gap is filled up by the researcher. So research has to be thought of in relation to the whole idea of university. Okay, it is not something that you are doing research for your own sake, but research is done for the sake of the society. If the research is not going to provide something to the society, that research will not be considered as useful research, because every time it is considered that whatever research you do, whatever research you carry on, that should be only for the benefit of the society. Okay, so it must aim at establishing a creative front and doing creative work on the contemporary intellectual frontier. If you go through Oxford's Concise Dictionary, you will see two meanings or two shades of meanings of this word research. First is the systematic investigation into and study of materials, sources, etc., in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. Okay, now see, first is the systematic investigation. What is research? Then research is a systematic investigation and study of materials, sources, resources, etc., in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. So you try to collect the material, the sources, resources which are available, you do the systematic investigation of that, and then you try to establish the facts on the basis of these sources and resources available, and then you try to reach to the new conclusions. And second shade of meaning is an endeavor to discover new or collect old facts, etc., by the scientific study of a subject or by a course of critical investigation. Okay, so it also speaks about the same thing, but in the first one we tried to find it out that you go through the study, you start your study, you complete your study, and you reach to the new conclusions. Second definition, it is mentioned that it is an endeavor to discover new or collect old facts. So research doesn't mean that you people should think about only new things, but you can think about the things which are already available. You can do your research on that, and you can find out something new from the available things. Okay. Of course, whatever you do, that is done in scientific way, scientific study of a subject or by a course of critical investigation. Okay, so in research, systematic or critical investigation is very important. Second thing, old facts or the sources, resources available, that is very important. And finally, conclusions drawn from your study, that is very important. Research is essentially a systematic discipline. Research is nothing but, you can say, that to observe and present the ideas in a scientific way. So whatever is observed, you people might have studied in school days that when you were doing the scientific projects, that time you people used to write down observations, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Okay, and then what are your observations, what are the findings, what are the conclusions, okay, what is the aim of that particular study. You used to mention all those things. So here in research, the same things are considered. So it is scientific study to observe and present the ideas in a scientific way. The researcher contributes to the existing corpus of knowledge. So whatever the knowledge is available, you think about it and you try to find out that particular gap, and you try to fill up the gap between available knowledges. Okay, so the researcher contributes to the existing corpus of knowledge. Let us discuss characteristics of research. research originates with a question. In the very beginning I told you that if there is a question, then only you try to find out the answer. If there is no question, then there is no possibility of the answer. So we try to form or formulate a question first, and then when we try to get the answer for that particular question. It requires systematic plan. So first important characteristic is it originates with a question. So question is very important in research. Second, it requires systematic plan. If you have decided to do something, then accordingly you have to start your study. So that requires systematic plan, that initially what is expected to do, at the next stage what you have decided to do, at the latter stage what you have planned, and finally how you will reach to the conclusions. Problem or hypothesis guides the research. So if there is a problem or hypothesis, many a times you people might have heard about this word hypothesis. So I think there is no need to explain what is hypothesis. You people might have used hypothetical statements also, that if this would have happened, I would have done this, or I would have been there. Okay, so hypothetical statements are used. So in research, we don't know what will be the findings and conclusions. Okay, we try to reach to the conclusions, but of course at the initial stage you have to make the hypothetical statement that these are the possibilities, and accordingly you start your study. So problem or hypothesis, that will definitely guide the research. Research accepts critical assumptions. So of course your research is based on the assumptions. What is your first assumption, what is your second assumption, what is your third assumption, and accordingly you start your study and you try to get the answers for the problems. Research entails interpretation of data. So whatever the data you collect, that data is interpreted and analyzed. So you have to interpret that data in your own way, but being a researcher you should be impartial. Okay, you have to think about it in such a way that it is not going to affect your mind, and of course your personal identity is also not going to affect your research. So you have to take care of such things. Now we will look at the nature of research. From the definitions, you have already got the idea about the word that the research is systematic. So by systematic I mean that it should have ordered structure of inquiry, that what you have decided to do, how you have decided to start, whatever you have decided to get, that is we can say the expected outcome, and accordingly you start your inquiry. Means you read, you go through the available sources. Logical means the research should be logical. By logical I mean that the process to evaluate conclusions drawn should be logical. Means step by step you will move towards your end or outcome. So you start from the beginning, you collect the data, you interpret that data, you analyze that data, and you try to mention that these are the findings based on the available data or analyzed data, and then you draw the conclusions for your study. Research is empirical. By empirical I mean that collection of data is done. So I have already given you the idea about it, that data is collected in various forms. Okay, some facts, experiences, written material, oral material, whatever is available, that is collected, and then You try to analyze that data, and on the basis of that analysis, you say that these are my findings or these are my observations. Reductive research is reductive. I mean to say that individual events are used to establish general relationship. Suppose a researcher has done a research and he has come to the conclusions. Then on the basis of that, the researcher tries to say that this can be applied in other fields also. Research is replicable. So research process is recorded, so findings and procedures can be tested again. If someone has started the research, the person will try to note down each and everything, whatever he has observed from the available data, whatever he has observed from the analyzed data, and on the basis of that, the researcher wishes to say something. Okay, so the process is already recorded, so findings and procedures can be tested again and again. You can go back and you can check that whatever you have observed there is true or not. Next, principles of research. Research is a thorough and painstaking probing into every aspect of the topic. So the topic which you have selected should be considered in detail, and you have to think about all the aspects of that particular topic one by one. Next is methods and techniques need to be chosen according to their special requirements. There ought to be some problem which demands a thorough investigation. Means, of course, the problem which you have selected, that should be demanding one. Demanding one in the sense that should demand a thorough investigation. If your problem is not proper, if your question is not proper, then definitely you will not be able to reach to the conclusions. You will not be able to do the investigation in proper way. Researcher should choose his subject taking into consideration his own interest, his abilities, and the availability of the materials. So that is also an important task for the researcher, that what is his own interest. Sometimes we see that researcher talks to the guide or supervisor and ask the supervisor that what should I select for my research. Okay, and then you'll find that the researcher is not able to think about his own interest, because he is trying to think about the topic which is given by his supervisor. It should not happen, but the researcher should think about his own interest. Then what are his abilities? Is it possible for him to do that or not? And the availability of the material. So if the researcher has selected to do research on such a topic which is a very new one or latest one, then of course it will be somewhat difficult for that researcher to find out the material for his study. Okay, there are two possibilities. One is that researcher may get enough material nowadays because various kinds of e-resources are available. Okay, or there is also the possibility that the researcher may not get the material on that particular topic which he has selected for his research. Proper preparation of bibliography. Okay, the researcher is expected to prepare working bibliography at the initial stage. By working bibliography, I mean to say that if he has decided to start with a particular topic, then he should prepare a list of the books which are available on the same topic or related to the same topic or related to that particular area, so that the researcher gets the clear idea about it, that these are the things which are available, these are the resources which are available, and accordingly the researcher can do it. Testing of hypothesis should be continued till the scholar feels satisfied with the conclusions drawn. So whatever the objectives you have set, those objectives should be tested. Whatever the hypothesis you have selected or decided at the initial stage should be tested and validated. Okay, so testing of hypothesis should be continued till the scholar feels satisfied with the conclusions drawn. Means from the beginning to the end of his study, the researcher has to think about it, and researcher has to test it again and again, that whatever I have decided, I am doing it exactly in the same way or not. Research can be undertaken for two different purposes. One is to solve a currently existing problem. If that kind of research is done, that is categorized under the head applied research. Okay, to solve a currently existing problem means there is problem at the present time and you are trying to get the solution for that problem. Means you are doing the applied research because you are applying something to that particular problem and you are trying to get the solution for that. And second purpose is to contribute to the general body of knowledge in a particular area of interest. So you are doing research, but you are not trying to solve a currently existing problem, then you are just trying to add something to the knowledge which is available in the society. So that is called as basic research or fundamental research. When you decide to start your research, you must remember these following things. First, if you are doing basic research, you construct new knowledge for the sake of theory. Did you get my point? If you are doing basic research, you construct new knowledge for the sake of theory. Its design is not controlled by the practical usefulness of the findings. So that may not be for the practical usefulness of that particular finding, or you are not talking about the present problem and you are not trying to get the solution for the present problem. So that is not practical research, but that is just basic research. So it is experimental and theoretical work undertaken to acquire new knowledge without looking for long-term benefits. Okay, so whatever you have done, that may be considered at that time, or may be considered in the future, or even it may happen that whatever you have done, that can be challenged by the another person in the coming time. So whatever you have said today, that may be applicable to that time, or that may not be applicable to that time. That may be applicable to the future time, or that may not be applicable to the future time. Okay. Remember the second point, which is very important, that if you are doing applied research, then you are doing research to show how the findings can be applied or summarized into some type of methodology in order to solve the practical problems. So when you do this kind of research, of course, that is for the practical problems, to solve the practical problems. Okay, and that's why it is called as applied research. So that can be accepted at the present time, in future that may not be very useful. That is also possible. And third, if you are doing practical research, then you are going one step beyond applied research. First I talked about basic research, then I talked about applied research, and now we are talking about practical research. So you are going one step beyond applied research and applying the findings of your research to a specific practical situation. Now here I found one page from a book where these types of research are mentioned. So here you can see some other words also, other concepts also related to the research. First is basic research, second applied research, and third analytical research, which we have just discussed. Okay. Now here you can see empirical research, action research, qualitative research, and quantitative research. I hope you might have heard about some of the concepts from these, particularly basic research we have discussed, applied research we have discussed, then empirical I gave you the idea about it in brief when we talked about that word, when we were talking about the nature of research. Analytical research, where analysis is done. Action research, it is just like a case study is considered there, okay, and that in case study we think about it, so that is action research. Qualitative research, where we think about we can say qualities, okay, of something that is written, or you can say that is available in oral form. And quantitative research is actually related to some, you can say some disciplines or subjects like social sciences, okay. In social sciences generally we see quantitative methodology or quantitative research methodology is used. In language also quantitative research methodology can be used, okay, but generally in the case of literature we see qualitative research or basic research that is applied. So here I tried to give you the idea about the concept research, then I tried to give you the idea about the nature of research, and then we have discussed the scope of the research. Okay. So here the presentation ends. Thank you.